Hi, class. This is for Ottawa and Management 330, in which we're exploring leadership during change. And nothing could be more challenging for us right now, whether it's in this class, change of instructors, to a global and what's happening in Europe and between Russia and Ukraine. So lots to talk about. So our discussion should be very vivid and um, uh, uh, the exchange should be very good. Let me just briefly comment on Professor Fred Miles. He did pass away on March 15th. There are more particulars in the discussion forum under the cafe, which is more informal, in which you can look at his background. And if you want to make comments or something, you may do so. I've known Fred for a number of years. I've been teaching in Ottawa for 15 years. I think I've known him for many years. I don't know how many. We teach at other institutions as well, and I've seen him there. I didn't really realize his military background. He won the Bronze Star. Um, so his offering, it's a great loss to education to see this. But we will, in the honor of Professor Miles, pick up the ball, and we're going to do a really great job in his honor. All right. I also want to make myself available and say, hey, I have office hours in Collaborate at 3 o'clock on Mondays, every Monday, for an hour. You can pop in and out. You can say the hour if you want, whatever. But it allows face to face. It's similar to a Zoom. And if you want to have that where you can see somebody, um, we can see each other. If you want to call me, I am available by phone unless I'm in the classroom teaching. I do teach one class in a face-to-face setting. However, I'm going to say I love online. So many years, I just feel we can have a thoughtful, scholarly exchange of ideas that can be very controversial. Challenges our thinking. They're thinking, I've always thought this way, but I have a personal opinion. And so we begin to separate some of our personal to develop a professional opinion based on facts. So, and when we talk about change, my goodness, uh, we certainly have experienced in this classroom, but the other end of it, let's take a look at what's happening in Ukraine and Russia, and some of the leaders that are evolving from that on a worldwide front. What makes it that person a leader, or even a servant leader is a term that's used with some. Um, I've had a few requests from students already to get an extension. Some of you didn't have access to the instructor for answering questions, and I truly appreciate that. So I'm giving you an extension if you weren't able or are not able to get your assignment in this evening, Sunday evening. I'm going to give you a few days without penalty. So we'll get through this. Leadership, I actually have a doctorate in leadership. It's a topic that I'm passionate about. And I like the way that it's evolving today. Instead of concentrating on just a leader and having certain traits, we're now looking at how that combination with the, it's a process. And I believe Professor Miles had mentioned this in his announcement. We want to look at different styles of the interaction between the followers and the situation makes it a leadership as opposed to just a person. More about that as we move along. But I think we'll have fun in the class. I'm approachable. I'm pragmatic and saying we want to get through this course. There are things that you need to learn, but also we're passionate about the challenges that come before you. So feel free to reach out to me if there's something going on that you think I should know about or that I can assist you with. Let's see, by my background, you might like to just know, I put a bio up and you can look at it. It's more generic, but I have 3 graduate degrees in leadership or business. And I have my graduate's probably the most interesting, eclectic, you might say, that I have an undergraduate degree in nutrition or home economics back then. And my graduate degree, my first master's was in agriculture, agribusiness. And I eventually worked with commodities or uh, beef, pork, and lamb, let's just say. So the food industry, I've known quite a bit and have my roots in that. I've also been very active with healthcare, HMOs, in leadership development, recruiting, from an HR perspective. So I've taught many HR classes with Ottawa. The other thing, I've created businesses. I've been consultant to other businesses. And so I have as I said, an eclectic background that we can engage in a variety of discussions of what's happening in that industry and what kind of changes. And I'm curious, you can educate me if you're working in a certain field. I'm not here to tell you you have to think like me. The only thinking that I'm looking for, and again, I think it was one of the announcements, critical thinking is a process in which you're basing your conclusions on facts. So we may disagree, um, but it's not a personal attack. I don't take it personal that you don't agree with me. I do look at the structure of your argument and who's supporting you, and that's the reason I might say your argument might be stronger if you have the source is the key to it. All right, lots of stuff going on. With that being said, I would have to say I welcome each of you to have discussions with me, either privately or in the classroom. To and by the way, I'm noticing you can reply to me and still earn discussion points. It's the answering of the discussion question has to be that you have to answer the question. But after that, everybody, anybody in the classroom, including the instructor, is someone that you can respond to. And I hope you will, because I'll be active. That being said, all right, let's get going. Oh, we're into week 3 of an 8-week course. Okay, take care.